Your politicians are all crooked or stupid, either way, or a combination of both. Just go over to a politician and say, how would you stop war? I don't know. How would you increase enough food to feed everybody? I don't know. How would you stop crime? I don't know. How would you stop automobile accidents? I don't know. Well, what the hell are they doing in Washington? They don't know a thing. Please do not take my word for it. Ask them these same questions. I have for years. They never came up with any answers. They don't know how to run industry today. They don't know how to run government today. So you're electing a bunch of stupid people that are causing the system to collapse. It's happening all over the world, not just America. All the world systems are collapsing. And if you bail them out, it'll collapse again. So the world you live in is so stupid, it's hard to believe that people don't understand. This system will keep installing more and more automation, cutting down on the purchasing power of the majority of people. There will come a time called the Gaussian curve, where employment is that, production is this, and purchasing power is that. The system stops. Banks fail, nothing works anymore. We're moving in that direction very rapidly. Now, the people that don't want to give up the system, they will give it up when it stops working. The banks will fail, but if you bail them out, it delays the failure time. When it fails, they'll come to you. You don't need to worry about it. We're moving towards social collapse. I think this is going to happen all over the world, not just here. And it doesn't require the overthrow of the government. It just requires that you let it alone. It'll overthrow itself. If you control the media, you can calm people down. But if the majority keeps getting laid off, they don't have purchasing power, the system collapses. It doesn't work anymore. They invade. It's already happening. This country is already insoluble. They're going to have difficulty with national security, paying pension people. They've spent far beyond what they already have. Now, all they can do now is create debt, borrow more and more money from banks. Your system is not designed to serve the well-being of people. If you still don't understand that, there would be no outsourcing of jobs if they cared about people. Industry does not care. They only hire people because it hasn't been automated yet. So don't talk about decency and ethics. We cannot afford it and remain in business. I don't say anything to hurt people. I say things to make them aware of how little they contribute. Most presidents are very stupid people. They know nothing about ecology, the evolution of society, or have ever, no politician has ever increased the agricultural yield, made automobiles safer, airplanes safer. What the hell are they doing there? How do they get the job? There's something dreadfully wrong with education. The people in Washington should know more about human behavior, the latest technologies. They tell you if you want freedom, write your congressman. Why do you have to write him? He should know all those things. No politician makes the right decisions. They make mistakes. They make erroneous decisions. So history books don't look like that. They look like they're trying to get people to be uniform. Then you can control them if they have similar values. But if you brought up people as individuals, you'd have 50 different political parties, not Democrats and Republicans. There's so much to be done, so much misery in the world, so much suffering. And it's because they don't have the tools. Now, they're not bad. Your prisons in America are filled with criminals. That's not the way to treat criminal. Put a man in jail. That's the worst thing you can do. And when he doesn't behave, you put him in solitary confinement. That's another stupid thing. Where are all the psychiatrists and psychologists that say that's a stupid thing to do? Where are all the military people that say, how can we prevent war? They think you need armament and anti-aircraft guns. No, you don't. War has always been big business, lots of profit. You get $1 billion for every submarine you sell, every aircraft carrier. So war is never about bringing democracy to another country. They tell us in America that we send armies there to bring democracy and free women. No, it's because they have oil or something we want. We're no better than the English or the French or the Germans. You can make laws, but they don't work if they're against nature. So politicians make all kinds of laws, not based on reality. So all societies with kings and queens are all bullshit societies. They're all manipulators of people. I'm hate to disappoint you, but I could say things you like to hear, but that's not my position. If you had a true democracy where every point of view were discussed, from religion, non-religion, atheist, agnostic, until you have that, you don't have a free society. Whenever you have armies and navies, they're there to protect an established culture. In a sane society, or one where you have intelligent life, there are no police, no prisons, no armies, no navies. They're unnecessary. So, you see, in today's society, we're inclined to be artificial, make false claims in politics, in the sale of goods, in the sale of services, many false claims. That's why there's fine print. Now, why is there fine print? To attempt to conceal that which is not profitable. So I would say you live in a society based on profit and deception. The whole thing became money-oriented system rather than ideas and making the world a better place. The world happened to be a better place due to invention, but they weren't made to make the world a better place. They were made for money. You can't find the answers by declaring a society democratic. You can only find the answers by research and development. You can't find the answers by putting people of high moral character in government. You can only find the answers by innovation, by studying the systems and the problems, and working on methods of alleviating those problems, not through law. Law is when you don't have a method of solving a problem. So law is really avoiding problems. It's just nailing a proclamation on the wall saying, you don't do this. You see, it doesn't work. So people are conditioned to serve the interests of an established culture. Who does that to us? The owners of the institutions, the establishment. So they give us a value system that would support existing structures, whether it be religious, non-religious, industrial, military. So over the years, powerful nations took land from others. This includes the United States, Germany, France. They're all corrupt. I'm sorry about that. But all nations are corrupt. As long as you use money, you can pay off senators, the drug company can buy time. So you can't have decency and ethics in a corrupt world. We're not civilized yet. As long as you have prisons, police, armies, navies, we are not civilized. Until the world learns to live together constructively, that'll be the beginning of the scientific age. We're not there yet. Single nations control most of the resources. There's going to be trouble. Has to be, continuously. There'll always be war and rumors of war if you keep it this way. It's only when the earth is declared the common heritage of all the world's people that's the end of territorial invasion. Our universities are better equipped than ever, and the wars are getting worse. So how can we be sane if the weapons are getting worse? The language we use today was designed hundreds of years ago. That makes it impossible to talk to one another. When you read the Bible, it's subject to interpretation. People say Jesus meant this, no, he meant that. So you got the Lutheran, Seventh-day and the Catholic. So we need a language that's not subject to interpretation. Mathematics, chemistry, when chemists talk to each other, it's not, I think you mean this. When structural engineers build a bridge, they talk to each other and they understand exactly. We need that in the common language. When you talk to a person, I don't care if it's your wife or children, it goes through their head, comes out different as they think you mean it. That's the danger of the world today. So people say to you, have a nice weekend. Why don't they say, have a nice life? Why just a weekend? Because that's a normal. See, they don't know what they're talking about, most people. Now, how do I get up and turn them around? By identifying with their values, and gradually, as fast as I can, I'll take them into the new world. Some people do is say, well, what can I do? Do what you can. If you do nothing, nothing will happen. Everybody that brought liberation to women's rights, black rights, Polish rights, that isn't what you want. All people need the same thing, free access to the necessities of life, otherwise they suffer. Now, what's so difficult about that? Every move from women's rights to child labor were fought with battles all the time. No new system ever came in smoothly. It's not going to be smooth. It's going to have a lot of problems. This is normal to that much of a change. If you want to try to patch up the old system, it'll take many years and many wars